Oh, bro.
That boy over a balcony. Oh my God. Right. When he had it like this, he was like, pull me up. He's like, you want to discuss your contract?
Bro. That's wild, bro.
That is wild. That movie is ghetto.
Super.
Hey, and then the next scene, man, they killed Jimmy, man. Like, it was.
I'm like, bro, it made you think about walking out for a second. Like, let me go to the corner and say a prayer real quick because I just feel like a lot of evil just came off the screen in a 5-minute span.
It did. It really did, bro. They killed Jimmy.
Your spirit was wrestling with something after that scene.
Yeah, JT stealing his brother's girl,
bro.
It was so. Bro, there was a lot that happened in that little 2-minute span. The group broke up. Flash went single.
Instantly. 5 minutes.
Everybody, welcome back to the CVMK show because it is what it is. I am back. You thought I disappeared, didn't you? Never that. I never disappeared. And I had to bring me some help on this episode because we're covering sports, right? Sports is a beautiful thing. The thing about the fall time is, yes, you're changing clothes, you're changing outfits. You're no longer wearing the shorts, rolling with the windows down. You turn the heat up, your gas bill increases. But the one positive is that it's time to watch television because sports are back in effect. And we're going to cover the hottest college games, then some Bulls drama, some Lakers anticipation, and the James Harden Saga. And I got with me the one, the only Steve-O Speaks. But before we get into that, I want to remind you why we do what we do. You know what I'm saying? Why we do what we do. But first, you got to subscribe. YouTube, CVMK. It is what it is _show. Instagram, CVMK _global. CVMK 33. We'll be back with Steve-O after this.
Checking on you haters, got bad news. Real dog.
Yes, sir. Checking on your haters, got bad news. Steve-O Speaks in the building.
We back live in the fit. It's time to talk some more sports because a lot of sports didn't happen.
Yes, sir. I'm glad to have you back on. Appreciate this, man. Thank you for coming back onto the show. Look, we have to get into it. I still believe, but the I won't say the faith, but Colorado is not gonna go undefeated. And I had to learn the hard way. I thought they were gonna go undefeated. I thought they'd be number one ranked by now. And after the Stanford loss, so we're gonna cover the other teams on this saga. And I still got Colorado. I still have high hopes for them. Just they need some development.
That's some
Penn State versus Ohio State is one of the Saturday premier games, right? I believe Penn State is still undefeated.
I believe so, yeah.
And they're going against Ohio State. Who do you have in this one?
See, with this it's difficult because when it's two teams like this that's kind of evenly matched, you usually look at the quarterback position and see who's gonna win out. And they both is like, they don't both really have a quarterback. Like, I mean, Penn State ain't notorious for having quarterbacks, but they usually have solid quarterback play. And Ohio State has been known for their quarterback play. And I'm not a fan of the quarterback they have now. So these one of those games where anything can happen. So like, I like to be honest, like they barely squeaked out a win against Notre Dame a couple weeks ago, and that kind of shocked me. So that shows me like this team, Ohio State, is probably like probably the favorite because like you said, it's Ohio State. They most likely got the higher talent, but at the same time, it's all about who wanted more. Ohio State, I won't say they have discipline issues, but like compared to the teams of yesteryear, like they're just not the same type of Ohio State team like how they're normally is. So I don't know if it's not going to be such of a dominant performance. It might be a back and forth game for all I know. So, but if I had to pick one, I'm probably just going to lean with Ohio State.
Ohio State. I actually have Ohio State losing this game to Penn State. I got a
plus, which could definitely happen.
Yeah, I got a +10 Penn State on this one.
Wait, I gotta wait. Before I gotta make sure. Okay, they in Columbus. So I definitely got Ohio State.
All right, I still got Penn State winning this one. +10 on this one. UCF versus number 6 ranked Oklahoma. Who do you have?
Oklahoma.
Yeah, I got Oklahoma.
That's not. Yeah,
that's pretty cut dry. Okay, the battle of prestige: Air Force versus Navy. I got Air Force.
Man.
You know it's gonna be a defensive game for sure. It's not gonna be.
Dang, I don't know. Like that's another team that's hard to pick. It's like they're another team that's just a battle every time. Navy. Navy.
Ooh, that's rough. Plus or minus on this one?
I don't know. See, I'm not the best plus minus. I say +5.
Yeah. It's gonna be a definitely run game. That's
+5. Yeah.
All right, your boy Bo Nix is back. They're playing Washington State. Obviously, Oregon is the favorite in this, right? But as we learned last week, Oregon can lose.
I feel like I told you they could lose this whole time.
Yeah, you did. I was like, nah, they ain't gonna pull this one out. I was watching that game. Does Bo Nix make a comeback? Do the Ducks win this one?
I'm more confident more than anything because to me last week's loss, it wasn't a team loss, it was a coaching loss to me because I just felt like he was just over aggressive for no reason. He left about 6 to 9 points on the board just for not kicking field goals. You just kept going for it. I get it. You have the offense, and they always say, "Yeah, it works when it works," and everybody ain't complaining then, but it didn't work. And most times have not. They don't work. And it's not like we got the old Oregon offense. Like, yeah, this is a high powerful offense, right, but it's still not touching some of the high power offense I've seen previously in other years. So I knew they was always could lose, and I knew Dan, who's a former coach for Georgia, got a big bullseye on his head, and he wants to prove himself in the Pac-12 and prove that he's one of those head coaches which can get the best of you, which I feel like it did last week. So I'm hoping for a more cleaner game on the coaching side, but I expect to win.
I expect Oregon to pull this one out. I think last week was everybody got one. USC lost last week. We all know the tragedy that happened in Buffalo.
Oh, he looked bad.
But it wasn't just them. It was NFL. The Eagles lost. It seemed like the teams that Niners lost on a missed field goal, right? They lost, right? And the Cowboys won. So it's one of those things that you really have to assess and be like, maybe it just wasn't, it wasn't their week. So I have Oregon winning this one. Tennessee versus Alabama. I got Alabama +15.
You might want to go down. So Alabama, Their O line is trash. Their D
Yeah,
line is forget the D line. Their defense is probably their worst part of it. They could lose this game easily. Like to me, these one of these games they could lose. They lost to what, Mississippi State?
they did. I was watching that game as well.
Like you had no business losing to Mississippi State. So
Nah,
I kind of have Tennessee winning this one.
I'm gonna pick Alabama.
No, I'm lying. This Tennessee has not been good this year. I just thought about it. This Tennessee has not been. I mean, they've been good, but like
Yeah,
when you really look at them, like they are 5-1, but they beat like Texas A&M and they beat South Carolina, but like they are SEC schools, which you got to give them credit for. But they lost to Florida, and I was like, y'all had no business losing to Florida.
yeah,
And yeah, it's just like in Tennessee, it's just always that team. Like it's an SEC. Any SEC can get you at any time. Like you can lose to Kentucky, you can lose to Memphis. Like that's just how tough the SEC is. So
true.
yeah, I'm gonna go on a limb and say Tennessee gonna take it out.
Not a bad pick. Wisconsin. So the battle of the Midwest. Dairyland versus Flatland. Wisconsin versus Illinois. I'm taking Wisconsin because I don't have any trust in Illinois.
Them badges.
And Badgers, right, versus the Illini.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll go Badgers on this one. That's even.
That ain't nothing to talk about right now.
Right.
Really, like
All right, now the game we've been waiting for. This is supposed to be the premier game, the game of the week. Michigan versus Michigan State. This is a rival. Obviously, University of Michigan, go blue, is undefeated. I have Michigan winning this by plus 21.
yeah, I got like plus 25. Like they gonna smoke them.
They are. I mean,
They gonna smoke.
Michigan State is.
Man, you say that's the premiere of the game, the premiere game.
I think it's the premier game. I'm not like it's gonna be great. I mean, it's gonna be like an exercise in stretching for University of
I'm about
Michigan.
to say over USC and Utah.
And Utah, Utah or Duke versus Florida State. Speaking of Florida State,
Yeah, we got to talk about Florida State.
we got to talk about Jordan Travis, who you said he wasn't that good of a quarterback. It was too early, and now he's going against Drake May.
No, he not.
No, not Drake May. He's going against Duke. That's North Carolina. My bad.
Yeah.
So Duke versus Florida State. Jordan Travis has been on a tear. Who do you have in this one?
They should be Duke. They should be Duke. I mean, like I said, they still ain't been playing nobody. Like,
I mean, the teams haven't been notorious. I'm gonna take as well the Seminole. I'm gonna take Florida State.
hey, I still like. I get that Duke is high for this year. They're 16, but like I think it's one of those fake 16s. Like they just in there because some other people fail and they just happen to stay steady. Because if you just look at, I mean, their biggest win is that Clemson game,
Right.
And they look respectable against Notre Dame, but they lost.
Right.
But besides everybody else, you beat Lafayette, you beat Northwestern, you beat UConn, you beat UNC.
You know who Jordan Travis kind of reminds me of? Jordan Travis is let me phrase this carefully. He is a bigger Tua. Here's what I mean. He's not like when you watch him, it's like, but when he slings the thing, man, it's poetry in motion. True, they haven't played anybody, but he has a pocket presence, not like a strong, but like a wiry. You know what I'm saying? Like it's wiry. It's not like, it's not like flimsy, but it's definitely different.
Yeah.
And I think we're overlooking the greatness of Jordan Travis.
Who you compare him to again? You said who?
I think he's remember Tua's first year. Not as accurate, right? But to me, I think Jordan Travis is flying under the radar because you have so many other big names, and you don't get to see, like, oh, this guy can really play.
I mean, that's definitely fair. Like there's a lot of people over him. It's like 3 solid quarterbacks over him. So I understand that. But if if I had to compare him to somebody, and don't take it as a slight, because like a Colt McCoy.
Yeah, I can see the Colt McCoy comparison.
But that's not a bad thing because like if he get drafted into a certain way, he can instantly make moves because he's methodical. He's a pretty decent game manager for the most part.
Yeah.
So yeah, like he is a sophomore, right?
Yes. No, he's a senior. Wrong. He's a senior.
He's a senior. See, that's what I don't like. Like,
you think he's maturing too late, too little, too late?
Yeah, kinda. But like,
all right, let's look at the stats. 83 QBR, 13 TDs, 1 pick.
Because that's why I was just looking at his stats.
Yeah, 1,500 yards passing. Against top 25 teams, he's completing over 74% of his passes. Over 300 yards versus top 25 teams. Let's see, from his career stats, I mean, from 2020, I'm looking 128 rating all the way to 154. He's increased in completion percentage. He's increased his actually best year. Well, this because it's not over. 3,200 yards throwing last year. Is he dynamic? No. Like, does he like, oh my gosh, I've never seen that. No, he's not that type of quarterback. But I think this is a solid second, third round draft pick. A solid, teams that
might sneak out the first, to be honest with you. That's just because that's just how
I
go.
I don't know if you waste a first round pick on Jordan Travis. All right, let's go to the game. Everybody's talking about Utah versus USC. Is this the Caleb Williams redemption game right here? Because he threw 3 picks last game.
I hope so, because that was bad. That was real bad. Don't get me wrong. Nobody likes pressure. No quarterback likes pressure, but it's how you handle yourself in that pressure. Now, don't get me wrong. There's been a ton of great players that's in the league today that didn't have terrible college games.
Yeah.
But the reason why it hits so hard for us is because, of course, I'm a Bears fan, and he's always been in the talk. And it's in my concern with him is like, okay, let's say we are in the warehouse of getting him. To me, he's just a 2.0.
Okay.
But the thing I want to make different is
better arm.
Debatable. It's debatable. Like I don't know. Like it's debatable. Like he might have a stronger arm, but better arm, I don't know.
If you have a strong arm, don't you have a better arm?
No.
You're talking about accuracy.
No. When I say okay, this is my thing when we talk about arm talent. So, like he's able to make those throws where like he can, if he sees like, okay, I can't make this certain throw, I gotta side arm it, I could do that. If I can flip my hips and the ball will go vertical, not wavy, not maybe 5 quarterbacks in the league now can do that on a constant thing. That's what I mean. Like he might be on off platform throws, off scripted throws. They're very similar. Like I won't say one is better, but I've seen some plays where I was like, "Ooh, I don't know if Justin can make that." But then again, I think he can. But my thing is with Justin is we seen him with plenty of pressure, and he didn't react like that.
Yeah,
like he had some bad games, but 3 picks and just chucking him the way he was, the decision making he was. I was like, uh-oh. And then I seen the hanging on the ball for way too long. Like I wasn't paying attention. People been saying that with Caleb Williams, but that game made me realize I'm like, oh yeah, he do hang on his ball longer than he need to. which happens with players that like to extend plays and have that amount of talent in their arm. But it, if you gonna come to a team like us, like ain't no point to come here then, because if we got the same problems with Justin, we can't figure out with Justin. We're definitely not gonna figure out with you.
That's true. It probably be
so. If me, it's probably in his good nature to stay in school for another year.
Wow. And his good,
because it's not even. I was having this thought with a lot of I was having this thought because I don't know what it was, but they was talking about Brock Purdy, and they was like, see, there's a clear example. If you look at every player that's spent at least 4+ years in school, they're coming to the league so much ready and so much so well prepared for everything. So there's not so many. You don't got to worry about that. Oh, I need that huge jump, year 2 to year 3 type, because he already then kind of build up from his first time you put him out there, and that is true. A lot of players that we grew up watching, some of the greats, Tom Brady's, the Mannings, they did longer years in college. They didn't come out their junior year. All of them didn't come out. Most of them did 4 to 5 years. And a lot of these dudes that we've seen recently not planning out is because they left early. So I feel like at this point, now that you're making money, it almost behooves you to stay in college for 1 more year.
Hey.
Especially now you get money.
That's true. There is no rush. There's no rush on this. Look, we're going to get into some NBA news because we have to cover the Chicago Bulls, because the Chicago Bulls are acting like the Chicago Bulls, and we got to understand why this team isn't winning.
I don't know about that.
We will be back after a quick word from our sponsors.
There's a hero in all of us waiting to be unleashed. All it takes is just that one last push. Activate the hero within with CVMK Global Supplements. All natural, steroid-free, designed to enhance performance, build muscle, and increase energy. You are unstoppable. You can do this. Become your own hero at www.cvmkglobal.store.
Y'all, what y'all waiting on? Don't you follow me on the gram? Don't you see the posts, the pics? It's time for you to get the workout and the body that you deserve. The protein that you need, transform and be way. The pre-workout to get you there, Superpower, or the more mild version called Warrior Thirst for those that just want to catch a vibe. Whatever you need, it's there. If you need it, wait a minute, I ain't gonna say that, but if you need it, it's there. www.cvmkglobal.store. Shop today. All right, Patrick Williams. There's a rumor. They say he's wanting more money. He put out he's seeking $200 million. The other caveat to all this is that the Bulls are looking for a trade for one of their stars. The rumor has been Lonzo Ball's name, not Lonzo Ball, my bad, wrong. Zach LaVine's name. That came out. That was not a Freudian slip. That just came out totally sideways. Please don't at me.
It was Lonzo.
Lonzo Ball's name. No, Zach LaVine's name has been floating around circles. There's a traded piece, a valued piece that teams are looking at. It's Zach LaVine. What are the Bulls doing, Steve-O?
First of all, those rumors are not from here. That's for one thing. They're from the outside because they want Zach. And for the most part, we know that they ain't got nothing we want from Zach. So, of course, at the same time, I think Chicago need to get in their mind that nobody's safe. Nobody on this team is safe for the most part. And if there is a realistic deal that makes sense and that we like, we're most likely going to take it. But we just know there's not none out there right now. So all these other rumors that's coming out is just them their own respective organizations putting those rumors out, and their cities putting them out. We not really. Soon as they call the phone and say, "Hey, we're wondering if Zach is up," click. We're not entertaining that. Now, when it comes to P. Will, I recently just seen this like 10 minutes before we did this, and I was like, hold on, sir. I'm gonna need you to first go to a sports therapist because I've literally seen you for 2 games straight go ballistics and aggressive when you don't see either Zach or Demana out there. Now, for some reason, when you see both of them out there, you just go in super defer mode,
Yeah.
and which is understandable to a degree, but at the same time, he just needs to realize being active is going to give him points. And I think he's slowly and surely starting to realize it because like I said, anytime he DeMar or Zach is not on the floor, he's going to be aggressive. He's not just going to take that shot. He's going to take a dribble. He's going to go to his spots. Now he's starting to put his shoulder into mugs. He almost sent a dude flying last night just by putting his shoulder into people because he's being a little bit more aggressive. But if you want $200 million, you're gonna at least have to average at least 15 plus a game, dog.
At least.
And that's at least. And not saying that you can't do it because I think all of Chicago realize that you have the talent to be what you can be. It's all a mental mindset with you. You just gotta unlock that mental key in you. To me, it's been a running joke with me. We know he a florist. I need him to get that florist mindset out of you and get some dog up in you. I need you to realize that you are 6'7", 230 pure muscle, and not too many people can stop you when you going full steam ahead. And once he does that, you will get your $200 million. But I don't want to hear you talking about money when you still passive.
So I have a different twist to all of this. There are 2 teams that would benefit from the Zach LaVine trade. And I think
only 2.
What do you say?
Only 2.
Well, there's a lot of teams, but here's the situation that makes sense as far as the Bulls getting back. I won't say equitable value, but I'll say like they would not decrease in the win-loss percentage column, right? Okay. The first one is the Memphis Grizzlies. So the reason why I say that.
Oh Lord, don't tell me the name I think you about to say. Oh Lord.
You could give up Desmond Bane.
Oh.
Hold on. You can give up Desmond Bane. You can give up Marcus Smart. Because you need a point guard anyway.
Not that type.
and you could give up you could give up Steven Adams. You get a big man, and you could ship Vooch off or let Vooch come off the bench, or because you still have the pieces, you'll have the depth and defensive prowess with Desmond Bane and Marcus Smart because you need a point guard, right? And then you could reshuffle the point guard deck because you got 2 point guards in Io and Kobe White competing basically for the same job. And then you could basically, have a defensive team that runs their offensive sets through DeMar DeRozan, and you'd have a strong rebounder in Steven Adams. You'd have, a small forward now in DeMar. You'd have Marcus at the 1, Desmond at the 2, and DeMar at the 3. You would not lose anything in the win percentage column. I would say you would go from because I actually have the Bulls right now projected at 40 wins, 42 losses. I would say you would gain +7, a positive +7, if not a +10, because the East does not play defense like that. I mean, what they do, they play better than West, but they're not like with that type of toughness. You would actually, I think, be all right. I think you can honestly end the season at 50-32. With that type of trade.
I don't see it. I just don't, because Well, people like I get it. Like all that with the contract,
Yeah,
it makes kind of sense, but at the same time, like I'm still losing a 26 point per game score,
you are.
and they don't fall off trees. And he's our most modern scorer on the team. So like when you bringing in basically two spot up shooters,
Yeah,
and you're gonna leave your devices to DeMar, you're just running a 2006 offense in
that's
2023, and that's not gonna get you 50 wins.
that's true. That's true.
And that's my whole like. Trust me, I would want those. Like if we could get that for DeMar, go ahead, because y'all need some veteran and y'all need somebody that will help y'all in the playoffs to make some shots down the line, which y'all can use. I'm not willing to give up Zach versus, like I said, if we give him up, he got to be near or has the potential to be the type of scorer Zach was or is. For me to give up Zach, I'm not giving him nothing less.
That's fair. All right, I see on that. Let me raise you one more situation.
Yeah, what was the second team?
The second team is the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh, here you go with this AD man.
And the reason for this, for Zach LaVine, you could get. I'm looking at it. What makes sense? You could get Austin Reeves. You could get Turin Prince.
No, stop it. Stop it.
Hold on, wait. Stop. You could get. I'm giving you pieces, and you can get.
Bro, I'm telling you, you just blew up the whole trade.
You can get Christian Wood.
You blew up the whole trade. We're not trading you for no Austin Reeves, no Torian Prince, no Christian Wood. You was out of your mind. No. If you think we not getting Hachimura, Austin, and probably Russell or something, you out, bro.
You can get either or. You can't get Rui.
Bro, we're getting Austin. Both. Bro. You're not. Bro, what we're gonna do with Torian? We don't want that.
You don't want defense?
No. What defense? He play optional defense. He's just as bad as DeMar when it comes to defense. Sometimes.
That's true.
I think that's the thing because I was on Player's Choice yesterday, and some dude was talking about like the disrespect Zach gets nowadays is crazy because he thought first of all he's gonna be if he was a Celtic he'd be the third best player. We said, excuse me,
he would be if he was on Boston. He's not better than Jason Tatum. Baby hair is gonna be number one. Number two. The highest paid player in the league, they're not going to take away from is Jaylen Brown.
I'm telling you right now. First of all, ain't no way impossible. There's no possible way you can have Zach. You can't have them three regardless. The contract is too much money, and we're not going. You're giving up JB or him for Zach. That's happening.
It would only be JB.
And if you're if you think he better than Porzingis, so basically saying Porzingis is better than Zach.
I would keep Porzingis because where am I going to get a 7-footer?
Okay, your 7-footer. You worry about the size. You need to hope that size stay healthy.
That's true. Look, Zach is great. Here's what I'm saying. Zach LaVine is a great talent. He's in a bad situation. If I'm Zach's agent. Isn't he with Rich Paul? I'm calling. I'm like, hey, talk to LeBron. What I got to do to come to LA?
If he wanted to come to LA, he wouldn't have signed here.
He
could have went to LA.
Look, I think it's the time right now to make the call. Make the call to Chris. Make the call to Rob Pelinka. Make the call to Magic. Make the call to Jeannie. And be like, look, y'all want a ring? LeBron want to retire on top, right? I'm the missing piece. They can't. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm not judging it off the preseason. And this is actually a great segue into the preseason. Even though I'm gonna cut to a break in a little bit, but this is a great segment. I'm watching the preseason. NBA preseason doesn't mean anything. Nobody tries. The whole thing is don't get injured. Try to get in shape. That's the whole purpose, right? It's not like the NFL. You on the team. You're not getting cut for the team. But I'm watching this, and I realize if Kevin Durant wakes up, it's a wrap for everyone. Like the epiphany was like, he's just been asleep this whole time. And I don't mean like sleep, just not like being KD like.
Right.
If KD wakes up, there's nothing anyone can do with Phoenix.
And if they figure it out. I mean, they look like they figured it out already, but like I said, I still think it's going to be some key pivotal down the stretch that I need to see them under pressure.
Yeah.
And I see it is not necessarily to see I need to see it. It's like my biggest thing is at the end of the day, I feel like an ego is gonna come down to it between KD and Booker. And Booker gonna be like, look here, I understand you KD and everything, but you here for me. You came here because I was here. This my team. I'm making the money. I'm taking the last shot.
He gonna say, even trying to riff like me, but you ain't gonna get it. Cause you ain't gonna get it. That is a spot. And that's what KD need to come back and be like, I told you before, my office hours are from 9 to 5.
Oh, bro.
That boy over a balcony. Oh my God. Right. When he had it like this, he was like, pull me up. He's like, you want to discuss your contract?
Bro, that's wild, bro.
That is wild. That movie is ghetto.
Super.
Hey, and then the next scene, man, they killed Jimmy, man. Like, it was.
I'm like, bro, it made you think about walking out for a second. Like, let me go to the corner and say a prayer real quick because I just feel like a lot of evil just came off the screen in a 2-month, like in a 5-minute span.
It did. It really did, bro. They killed Jimmy.
Your spirit was wrestling with something after that scene.
Yeah, JT stealing his brother's girl,
bro.
It was so, bro. There was a lot that happened in that little 2-minute span. The group broke up. Flash went single.
Instantly. 5 minutes. It's amazing what can happen in 5 minutes.
Yeah. Then he was like, I don't want to sing anymore. I was just like, no, Eddie. Oh.
Crap in his voice a little.
Right.
Bro, that movie is interesting. Just interesting. Like, that's the best way I could put it. Like, it was good, but it was interesting.
It was interesting. Well, look, these are Hood Classic moments, Hood Classic TV, and we'll be back after this Hood Classic moment right here.
I literally just tried the best pre-workout on the planet. With Superpower pre-workout, you have increased focus and a power boost every single time you work out. It's not only packed with 225 milligrams of caffeine, but it also has citrulline and creatine. It's insane how much energy and focus I had during my workouts. If you're ready to take your workouts to the next level, then ditch your current pre-workout and get the Superpower pre-workout to be your own hero.
www.cvmkglobal.store. Get your pre-workout today. Superpower, I'm telling you. What you waiting on, dog? What you waiting on? www.cvmkglobal.store. When you take it, your wife will thank you. And if you ain't married, somebody gonna thank you. Repent now. So no, but anyway, www.cvmkglobal.store. Hey, yo, so James Harden.
Oh Lord.
James Harden is the disgruntled employee that's gonna
ruin it for everybody.
And he's gonna ruin it for everybody. KG said it best. You only have 1 or 2 wiggles left, right? It's like before they, decide to get rid of you. And then, he's no longer the James Harden of old. The game has changed. They're not calling petty fouls, put him on the line 20 times. He can't blow past anybody anymore. He's obviously out of shape. His athleticism has weaned. And then now you have to deal with his constant injuries, right? So what coach would want to put up with that? I thought about putting him on the Lakers, but then I was like, I wouldn't do that to LeBron because those two would be fighting by the end of the season.
Why would you want to do that to yourself?
Right. What is the future for James Harden? Are we looking at another? I don't even want to say Melo situation.
Yeah, that's exactly where we at.
But that's where we are. That's where we are. He's
That's
gonna
exactly
be
where
out
we
of
at.
the league.
He's gonna be playing at Drake House, at Drake League, the OVO League.
The OVO.
For real, like at this point, like bro, you now let me say this. If Daryl Morey did lie,
Right.
he lied. You can't be out here lying. But at the same time, you done forced your way out in Houston. You done did all that. You done came in with the fat suit and everything, or whatever that was, gain weight, whatever you did. Forced your way out. Did you wanted to go to Philly off rip because of Daryl Morey, but they wasn't having it because Daryl Morey just left Houston very quickly, and they were sour about that. So you opted to go to Brooklyn. Forced your way out of that. Now we all understand why you did it, but you still forced your way out of there. So that's two teams you'd have forced your way out of. There's about almost a decade of evidence of you choking in the playoffs.
Right.
Like all the points you just said, athleticism is gone, not the same player, not calling the same fouls. And then there's a character thing about you as well.
Right.
Only winners are allowed to be the partiers, and you can miss practice to go to whatever you want to do. Only winners get that. You sir are not a winner. Right. You ain't won nothing. So ain't too many coaches gonna be willing to deal with that. You're not the same dude. You're not the same, and we got to deal with possibly hurting your feelings with everything goes to, because you demand so many things, you ask for so many things, and plus you do on your own time. You do other things that don't necessarily put you in a positive limelight all the time. It's just and then you just doing stuff like this, like it's just a cancer to the whole organization. And from top to bottom, I don't see what organization will want to deal with him. He always crying. He always got an excuse for something. But everything you didn't ask for, you didn't gotten up to now, apparently. Yeah. So now you tripping. And I'm like, bro, first of all, you don't really have no right. I mean, yeah, no man should get lied to. But at the same time, based off of what you've been doing the past few years, you don't have no room to call anybody no liar. And you've been lying, if you want to be honest.
Here's my fear with James Harden. With the new CBA, they're going to... I did an episode back in the summer over the new rules. And the whole kind of gist of it is they're trying to create a way that when players do these things, teams won't be penalized financially. Mm-hmm. So no longer will your contract be on the books because they'll have a valid excuse to get rid of you. They could call it whatever. They call it the disgruntled clause, unwillingness to comply, whatever they want to name it. And what's going to happen is when it's agreed upon and you become labeled as that, they don't have to necessarily fire you. They can just remove you from the league. They can do what the NFL does. And then the other thing James has to realize is, like, unlike Ben Simmons, Ben is still in his 20s, right?
You're 33, bro.
Right. You're 33. Your career is more than halfway over, right? So they will put up with Ben Simmons, who has more of an international draw because he is Australian, who is a natural 6'10", and is really not a physical thing with Ben, as it has been, as he stated, just mental health challenges.
It's a mental.
And Ben is doing nice this preseason, right? There's no... Sometimes, when we look at retrospect and we see things clear, everybody made a big fuss. Why did they get rid of Harden and kept Serge Ibaka on OKC? What did Sam Presti know 10 years ago that we didn't know? That we didn't know. And he got destroyed. What an idiot! They would have been back to the finals. What an idiot! And now we look like it started then.
Maybe. And I can't wait for that book. Right. But to me, I didn't really notice it. Like, to me, the change didn't happen to like year 2 or year 3 of Houston.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I said, I ain't they Sam Presti and them, they with him every day, so they would know. We in the public, we don't know. For some reason, in his own way, he's kind of secretive, but not.
Right.
So you don't really know too much, but you know a lot. So yeah, that's a valid point. I never thought about it that way. I never thought about it like Sam probably knew this was a possibility, and hey, but yeah, he's knocking on the door of Carmelo, and to me, Carmelo didn't deserve it, but you do.
Yeah, Melo didn't deserve it because Melo wasn't. I mean, outside of the Denver incident, but Melo wasn't a bad coacher. He just wasn't the NBA coacher.
It wasn't a modern coach. Yeah.
Right. But AI basically is what they're gonna do, and you're gonna find yourself. Except there's no Memphis. All the teams have now parity, so you're gonna be out the door really, really soon. As the old adage goes, I'm still Jenny from the block. Used to have a little, now I have a lot. James, don't be Jenny from the block. Don't be Jenny. Steve-O, my man. Oh, we didn't get to the preseason. Let's do this real quick. Lakers preseason projected win for me. Yes, they lost that game. They lost to Golden State. It's the preseason. It doesn't matter. I still have the Lakers as the top 5 teams in the West. To me, they are poised for another run, barring injury, barring the health of AD. But they still need one other piece. And as I stated earlier, to conclude, Zach LaVine is that piece.
Ain't happening.
Where can they connect with you, my man?
Hey, follow me on Steve-O Speaks on everything NBA Central as well as the rest of the Central family. I'm on all of them.
Yo, connect with Steve-O Speaks on everything. Hit him up on the gram. And if you want to keep seeing amazing content, you know you gotta do YouTube CVMK Gram. It is what it is _show CVMK _global CVMK33 where it goes down. And the best supplements. How many times I gotta keep telling you this? www.cvmkglobal.store. And until next time, guys, thanks.
If you think exercise alone got me looking like this, well, think again. CVMK Global Super Thick got me right. I'm obsessed, and yeah, I won't stop talking about it because it helped me grow in all the right places. Its creatine provides a fast and reliable way to increase your power, size, and shape, and it's scientifically proven to help you reach your physical goals in a safe, controlled manner. So if you want to increase muscle size, pump, and thickness in your muscle groups, you need Super Thick.
These will get you every time. Finished our workout. We killed it. Heavy leg and back day. So next up's form, vegan protein. Make sure you get it. You will not regret it.